Hello guys, it's me Fishman. Bem-vindos a mais um live stream para jogarmos da Council. O jogo está muito bacana, está cada vez mais interessante e portanto mais mistérios se estão a desvendar e o jogo está a dar um mega twist que está-me a agradar bastante. Portanto até o segundo capítulo é muito straightforward. No terceiro capítulo já começamos a ver cenas tipo what the fuck. E acho que a partir de agora ainda vai ser mais what the fuck, segundo algumas opiniões que vocês me deram, nomeadamente o Direito PT, que é o mod, um dos mods. E portanto, estou ansioso por jogar isto. Antes já considerava que possivelmente iria querer fazer outra run neste jogo, agora ponho essa hipótese ainda mais mais fortemente, mais em alta. Vocês estão a perceber, né? Bom, então vamos lá passar para o quarto capítulo. Não tenho cenas para equipar. Ganda caca, só tenho esse livro. Posso equipar 3 livros, no entanto só tenho um. Nice.
I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better. If you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Basicamente deu assim um pequeno resumo do que é que está a passar. Não é que essas pessoas estejam todas aqui. Para quem não acompanha o gameplay não sabe que no início de cada capítulo acontece sempre assim um relembrar com os personagens principais do jogo. As únicas personagens que não apareceram aqui a falar, ou acho que já foram com o caraças, ou então é os empregados. Não têm um papel preponderante nesta história.
But where are we?
I don't know, but we better not hang around.
What?
Be careful, Mother. As if me saying that will make any difference. Knowing Mortimer, I wouldn't be surprised if he rigged his crypt with traps.
So you think the door is not enough?
Do you want to wager your other hand?
You've got a point there. We have to find that weapon. What do you know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Now that you mention it, I did catch Von Wollner in the middle of an altercation with Piaggi.
What?
Von Wollner blamed His Eminence for having supplied Mortimer with all the lances in the Vatican's possession.
If Mortimer has all of them in his possession, it's not going to help us.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that everything adds up, but imagine if it really did exist.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can. We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
acho que era para esconder o livro, portanto não vou estar a gastar pontos nisto. Ainda para mais estar a gastar mais 2 pontos, gastar todos os pontos
Alright,
que temos.
we'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Ok, há aqui 2 questões. Uma delas, quase aposto que o mau, ou spoiler alert, para quem está a acompanhar aqui o gameplay, mas quer ver mais, está para os ouvidos enquanto eu tiver a mão no ar. O demónio, os caras disse muito rápido, é pai do Louis. Que ela estava a dizer quando era nova, que seguiu ele e não sei quê, nhoca,
The sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. Stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved.
Tenho medo que hajam aqui armadilhas. Já tem que pegar uma das lanças. Provavelmente vamos ter que estar a escolher qual é que queremos.
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for. This one has no name. I wonder who it was for.
Oh shit. Tem saída. Depois encontramos alguns itens, tipo moedas, livros. Podemos usar no último capítulo. Não sei se é muito importante. Oi?
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper-rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra.
Será que sendo esta a lança importante que eles iriam deixá-la ali? De repente está a dizer que eu ainda nem vi nada. Ainda nem viste nada. Estamos prestes a ver. Estou psyched com a história toda. Está aqui outra. Também tem uma leaf shape.
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is made entirely of iron. I can see that the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
Ok. Ra, sun, copper e metal. E esta?
I can see that this lance has the characteristic shape of a spear. It is made of iron, and its tip is engraved with a cross.
Eu tenho que pegar uma lança para vazar daqui. Oh shit! Ok, eu presumo que neste jogo não dê para morrer e não acabar a porcaria do jogo. Para morrer no sentido tipo de morrer e o jogo acaba ali. Não, tem que acabar no 5º capítulo. Oi? Item. Devil Storm, uau, logo a única coisa que eu não preciso. Yep.
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
Oh, é esta. É esta aqui. Tem um peixe, tem um fishman lá. Só pode ser essa a lança certa.
Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You could tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old. This lance has got a blade in the shape of a spear. Its blade is in iron or steel, I think. I can make out a rising sun engraved on the tip. The sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel. Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it.
Well.
There's also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek. Sargon.
Sardão. Aqui jaz o homem com a maior gaita do mundo. O maior sardão.
Well, we can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Do fish! Eu estou muito psyched só porque os cristãos, usam tipo aquele símbolo. Tu representa cristianismo, mas para mim é o símbolo do fishman. Deviam aproveitar dessa iconocidade. Ui, pensei que ia cair, borrei-me todo. Mas não dá para cair.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible.
Ok, mas que dicas é que eu tenho para saber qual é que é a lança certa?
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip.
Acho que é capaz de ser aquela mesmo. Apesar tipo de cena nos dizer não é que está no pedestal, obviamente.
This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip.
Quer dizer, também pode ser esta. Porque é de copper. Supostamente era mais fácil para eles trabalharem o copper. Oi?
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is clearly made of iron, and I can make out a sun engraved on the tip.
É assim, eu não acho que seja aquela, simplesmente aquela tem o fish. Aquela tem o fish. Aliás, eu acho que qualquer uma que tenha o peixe não é. Na realidade, mas eu quero escolher uma com o fish. Eu acho que deve ser uma de cobre, ou de ferro, obviamente não deverá ser uma de ouro.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
What?
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Só se está aberto.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription.
Sócio, aquilo estava aberto.
Let's see what we can find
Provavelmente
here.
deve dar para abrir forçando.
Ha! Great. Now let's see what's inside. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. Let's see what we can find here. Ha! Great. Now let's see what's inside.
Oh shit, não posso apanhar os itens. Merda.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
Sócio, what the fuck?
Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy.
What the fuck?
I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Mas ok. Supostamente devia dar para eu apanhar os itens outra vez.
What about this lance? It's got a spear shape. And the blade is partly made of copper. A barely visible crucifix is engraved on the blade.
É esta. Mas ok, nós temos que ir então falar com o padre. Que supostamente é o que tem as melhores dicas. Ele estava a falar. Quando ele estava a falar com quem? Ele estava a falar com o Von Olmer, acho eu. Acho que era o Piaggi e o Von Olmer. Estavam a falar. Portanto, dá para a gente passar. Aparentemente não há assim consequências grandes. Vamos tentar arranjar mais dica. Imagino que o que tem o símbolo do peixe... Pois não. Se calhar estou a divagar bastante. Está cheio de sarcófagos ao fundo. Eu não estou a perceber que tipo de lança é esta. Tenho que ter mais informação sobre a lança. Se foi a lança que matou Jesus Christ, não deve ter sido. Obviamente não pode ter o símbolo do peixe, do cristianismo. O símbolo só foi inventado depois. Agora, eu estou a partir do princípio que é essa lança que matou Jesus Cristo. Mas se calhar não, se calhar é uma lança totalmente diferente. É uma lança totalmente diferente. Pois, eu acho que à partida já estou a partir de um pressuposto errado, que é a lança que matou Jesus Cristo. E basear-me numas informações que eu não tenho a certeza, a probabilidade de escolher a lança errada é bastante maior. Portanto, vamos... Ups. What the fuck? Vamos falar com o Piaggi e com o Volmer então. Volmer. O que é que me sentei? I don't know. E temos que ir ao escritório também dele para ver se encontramos alguns pormenores relativamente à lança no quadro que ele tem lá. Será que o Piaggi está no seu quarto? Também temos aqui o Trophy Room. Pode ser que tenha alguma coisa. Bem, vamos aos quartos primeiro. Vamos ao quarto deles. What the fuck? Onde é que é o quarto do outro? Bem, vamos então falar com isto.
It seems like he isn't here.
Então vamos buscar as merdas todas dele.
The alchemist is a young man. A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Wollner.
Isto é suspeito. Set de química.
So, let's see what Wollner has in his bookcase.
A dead baby.
A few works on religions, 2 scientific essays about human thought. Most of these works are on alchemy. Longini Militis Fabulum. Ah! What have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Wollner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Ne?
Riche?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What are you doing in my room?
Qual é que é o item? Não é isto, é isto. Não é 3.
Well, sir, I see you have some captivating books, and you seem to be rather interested in the famous Longinus.
It's... what's it to do with you?
I overheard you speaking with Piaggi. What are you two up to, exactly?
No, Oh, fine. Yes. We are looking for the Holy Lance. That imbecile has given Mortimer all the ones kept in the private collection of the Holy See. But it's not what you think. Hang on a minute. You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the Holy Lances.
Qual é que é a fraqueza dele?
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
You know Mortimer's got it.
I'm not
so you're
afraid.
not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are
So
you?
why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Riche? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me, and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about? But calm yourself, goddammit. You're the one I'm trying to help.
What?
I heard you talking with His Eminence, and it seemed to me that this story about the lances had put you in a tight spot. I was only trying to be helpful.
But why didn't you tell me straight away?
Seeing as I hadn't found it, I didn't want to commit myself too quickly. If I failed, I would have looked like a beginner.
I understand, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please, excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the lance of Longinus, and it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
That is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Então é isso.
Keep me posted as to your research.
Provavelmente foi,
We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it.
foi
See you later.
a primeira lança que eu vi que achei que podia ser era aquela que tinha.
I managed to get the
Copper.
biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me.
Ele disse copper e quê? Tem aqui
An
um papel
interesting
cheio de
passage
anotações.
here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
Então é mesmo com o símbolo dos primeiros cristãos. E a copper e... Deixa eu ver se tenho aqui a informação. Copper rimmed. Só tenho isto aqui escrito. Então estava certo. I was right all along. Porque o fixe é sempre o caminho. Tenho que perceber isso. Portanto, daí um follow. Subscrevam, whatever. Fishman is the way. Bonaparte, Peru, Hillsborough, Godoy, de Richer. Eu se calhar vou passar aqui no quarto da dama. Vamos ver se damos uma. Ok. Estou a ir para o lado certo? Empregado. Sócio, como é? Está-se bem?
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Sócio, eu preciso de cenas e tu não estás a fazer nada.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Golden e lixeira, qual? Ok, mais um livrete. Será que posso equipar o livrete agora? Devia dar para equipar. Não. O quarto dela é este.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that I...
Não, acho que é uma carta antiga.
Amber crystals.
Oh yeah.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits. A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. A Chinese coin, recognizable by the hole in the middle. If I remember rightly, that's called a cash.
Give me some cash. Show me the money. Ok, apanhamos ali boas ceninhas. Carmelite Water, dava jeito. Está ali Washington, é melhor não falar com
What
ele.
can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Nothing. O que é que precisas? Virar as costas e ir embora. Logo.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. Amber crystals.
Oh yeah! Não sei porque é que está a apanhar tantos Amber Crystals. Uma moedinha.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of water.
Intermédia de Royal Jelly, acho que ainda há lá uma. Ok.
A pound.
Mais uma moedinha. Mais uma voltinha! O que é isto? Devil Storm, está full.
Carmelite water.
Nice.
Fragment of amber.
Só? Só. What the fuck isto? Que porta é esta? Está lá para fora? Como é que esta porta dá para ali? Tem umas duas portas para ali? Esta porta é que dá lá para fora. Epá, mas onde é que está o padre mesmo? Será que eu devia falar com os dois mesmo? Viaggi? Aonde está la lavadita?
A fragment of amber. The song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near. His brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything. Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Aproveita agora, sócio. God damn it, Piaggi. está ali. Hello, Cardinal.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
You're not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
Vão uns abrunhos.
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
Vulnerável a interrogatório.
Exactly.
Frank and direct. I like that. Thank you for not trying to be sly. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
Well, I spoke to Mr. von Wollner about it. Why?
Because you are endangering all those who know anything about this lance, Louis. Anyone else?
No one else.
What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
I need it.
Why?
You won't understand.
Try me, Louis.
I need to protect myself with it.
Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Ele estava a sangrar do nariz, ou seja, nós sangramos do nariz. Specialist in esoterism, artistic depictions, sacred texts. Provavelmente algumas destas coisas vão estar no escritório dele.
A swine in a salon. This painting has caused some debate. Who did Dosi paint? Alcina the fairy or Circe the magician?
Ele estava a sangrar do nariz, significa que ele estava a ver através dos olhos de alguém, tipo a ouvir alguma conversa, tal como nós conseguimos, ou se pelo contrário ele estava a ser possuído. Ok, temos que ter um quadro com... tentar encontrar um quadro com Jibas a ser crucificado.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Ok.
A pattern with 4 circles. Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
An old Cisterce from Roman Gaul. Another painting on the Massacre of the Innocents? Nice decor for a revolutionary tribunal judge's room. The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests. Great. Honey.
Honey. Monsieur Peru, where are you?
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais,
a carriage will take you
to Dover and
where frigate.
From there, a carriage.
Ok, é a carta de convite de Mortimer para ele.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris, and there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Psychology, okay.
Amber crystals.
Este é o quarto de quem? Bonaparte. Não dá para ir para o quarto de Bonaparte. Ou dá? Não. Este é o quarto de quem? De Volners? Não, de Pillsbury. A gente já esteve aqui a buscar. Estou a dar uma vista de olhos assim geral nos quadros. Streets of Mud, olha lá como é que chama aquilo. Não quero saber nada. Este é o quarto de quem? Godóis e de Richer.
Amber crystals. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly. Saint Jerome and the Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist, the conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio, St. Francis of Assisi in ecstasy.
before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for the incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio representing St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Dear Monsieur de Richet.
The inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices. The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
Parece-me que não há nada aqui também.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
The Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Carmelite water will give me a little reprieve.
His Holiness Pope Pius VI, by Pompeo Petoni. This should help Piaggio feel at home.
My dear Giuseppe, poor health forbids me from joining you. Please thank Sir Gregory for his invitation to...
Torquemada, quite the contrast. Wow, the fanatical priest who created the Inquisition sends shivers down the spine. Venus and Cupid with a satyr by Correggio. Innocence, indiscretion, and lechery. Giuseppe must love that. Love Triumphant by Caravaggio. Now there's someone for whom the sex of angels is
Amber Crystals.
The Lying Girl by Boucher. Here's a painting of mischievous eroticism. I wonder what Piaggio must think of this. The Rape of the Daughters of Leucippus by Rubens. Surprising choice for His Eminence Piaggi. John the Baptist. Youth with a Ram by Caravaggio. A very sensual vision and very far from the usual representations of St. John.
Great, honey.
Não percebo porque é que estão a meter tantas cenas de gajos desnudos no quarto do cardeal, da iminência. Bem. Devem ter quadros de criancinhas. Fishman, tu e as tuas piadas estúpidas. Vai dar aonde? Lado nenhum, provavelmente algum sítio para nos desbloquear mais tarde. Ok, mas está toda a gente fora dos quartos, podemos chegar à vontade. Esse quarto é de quem?
President George Washington.
Ele não estava no quarto também, ele estava lá em baixo da lareira. Adam's Room. Aqui não deve ter nada.
My dear Elizabeth.
Estava a imaginar que podia haver aqui alguma pista.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Já não deve dar para entrar, né? Ele está lá no quarto. Pois. Então vamos subir. O lado é o nosso. Não, Tower Room. O que era Tower Room? Eu não me lembro. Ah, ok. Então também há muitos quadros aqui. Isto é uma sala muito misteriosa.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
O Washington andava aqui a pesquisar cenas. Será que ele desistiu? A sala parece que está revirada. Eu não tinha quadros aqui antes. A sala foi revirada. Ela tinha muitas mais coisas. Ok, só me falta descobrir qual é a forma da lança. Porque as escadas para subir. Porque o que me faz sentido é que seja aquela lança tipo típica, né? Porque é que haveria de ser em forma de folha? Portanto, ela é de ferro, tem um peixe, tem sangue. Provavelmente há duas assim, uma com a forma de folha e outra com a forma típica de lança.
Saint Longinus. Let's take a closer look at his lance. It is shaped like a leaf, like the real lance maybe. How can I be sure? No, this is too easy. Mortimer's trying to throw me off the track again. It seems too visible to be true. Impossible not to see the statue on first glance, given its size. And Mortimer has no interest in making the shape of the true lance so easy to see.
Exato.
I think this statue does represent Longinus, armed with a lance that wounded Jesus, the Holy Lance. How can I find out if this is an exact representation? There's no way of being certain of it. Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
This is Circe.
Adoration of the Shepherds with Saints Longinus and John, Giulio Romano, 1534. Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge-soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear. I better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. There's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements. This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No, if Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study, in the same way as for the nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. But I believe what I read in the letter from Milan addressed to Mortimer. There's every reason to believe that this painting has been modified according to his guidelines to represent the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape.
Ok, pronto, tem uma forma de uma lança. Como é? Periquito. Eu não consigo... Eu tenho que falar com alguém. É assim, eu não preciso de Sacred Text. Estava à espera de encontrar o Sacred Text lá naquela parte, mas eu acho que os quadros já são cena suficiente. É melhor eu não estar a perguntar a ninguém. Mas era bom que eu encontrasse os textos.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dork had no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Amber. Amber crystals.
Ok, acho que tenho toda a informação que preciso. Não sei que o gajo esteja-nos a tentar manipular. Não sei se deveria falar com mais alguém especialista em esoterismo. Não sei onde é de encontrar o Sacred Text. Mas presinto que o especialista em esoterismo, ou como é que se diz, seja o presidente. Não sei até que ponto é que... Eu não imagino que eles fossem pintar o presidente mau neste jogo, né? Um jogo que podia obter críticas más e teve críticas boas. Imagino que ele fosse bom. No entanto, nunca se sabe, né? Isto pode ter aqui merdas tipo Game of Thrones style. Eu nem sei sequer onde é que está a minha mãe.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ.
Ok, as escrituras são estas.
The Gospel of St. John is the most detailed on the subject of the crucifixion. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me?
Que era de ouro?
Medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The four Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. There's nothing about the lance in this account of the crucifixion. This apostle does not mention the lance in his description of the death of Christ. There's no mention of the lance in what Luke says about the death of Christ.
Ah, there.
When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. Shimmering lance? What is this telling me?
Não estou para gastar mais pontos, eu acho que tenho... Tenho um emprego? Ok. Não. Será que é importante saber quem é que foi? Será que a lança está ao pé da campa de quem utilizou? Alguém manteiga? Control information less copper rimmed. This means shiny metal. Shiny metal. Ou seja, é de copper com the shape of a boar spear. Boar spear. Ver todas tipo uma deca à toa. Já não me lembro onde é que elas estão. Nope. Leaf shape. No. Esta tinha o símbolo do sol.
This lance has got a blade in the shape of a spear. Its blade is an iron or steel, I think. I can make out a rising sun engraved on the tip.
Yeah, será que tinha o sol?
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip.
Supostamente não devia estar manchada de sangue. Acho que é esta.
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and
I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip.
Provavelmente é mesmo a do meio.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. Let's see what we can find here.
Tem tudo cheio.
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription.
Eu não estou a ver mais nenhuma. A cena do sangue é que me está a fazer impressão. Supostamente ela deve ter manchas no sangue. Manchas de sangue na ponta, como esta. O que é que isto é uma mancha de sangue?
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is clearly made of iron, and I can make out a sun engraved on the tip.
Não faz, não diz nada. Acho que é do meio.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Merda, foda-se, vamos fazer lá a outra ponta. Filho da mãe. Não sei se a outra lança também era... spear-shaped.
We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Acho que é esta.
We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
E por cima, barely noticeable. Dá a impressão que... on the tip.
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for.
Não dá para interagir com isto? Oh, fuck my ass, esta é... Esta é lift shape. Ok, agora estou indeciso entre as outras duas. Se ele é um mestre de tipo do disfarce e o caraças, ele não ia estar a meter a lança principal ali em cima.
We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Apesar desta aqui ter o sangue na ponta, eu não estava a prestar muita atenção ao que ele estava a dizer. Esta aqui tem ouro, o que era muito improvável para aquela altura. Portanto, todas as asserções que eu fiz, excepto a do símbolo, porque a do símbolo só estava a fazer devido ao facto de ser um peixe e de achar que fish man is the way. Todas as asserções que eu fiz sobre a forma da lança, tinha que ser nesta forma, o material da lança, que não podia ser em ouro, devia ser em cobre, não deveria ser em cobre, devia ser em ferro, porque cobre supostamente deveria ser mais difícil, ou não era tão resistente, para uma arma não seria bom, na altura era feita em ferro, mas esta tinha detalhes em cobre. Portanto, ou era esta ou era a outra toda em cobre, mas eu acho que a outra toda em cobre não, a outra toda em ferro, mas a outra toda em ferro não tinha.
I must be sure of my choice.
Sim, sócio.
I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Não estava no chão. Sim, sócio. Vai que só lixo. Será que acertei? Aquilo está ali a dizer Lance of Longinus, mas eu julgo que haja tipo assim uma pequena possibilidade de não ser. Portanto, se eu escolhesse, eu ganhava. Era aquela que eu ia escolher. E agora é que nem sequer dá para trocar. Não podemos levar uma errada e trocá-la de sítio só? Quer dizer, mas ele ia saber. Não, é que já nem tenho acesso para ver as outras sequer. Gosto que a minha mãe agora está aí. Agora tem que ela. Wharf, what the fuck is a wharf? Será que tenho que ir ao pier? Yo, don't fucking know what's a wharf. Provavelmente vou ser apanhado aqui. Provavelmente deve ser no pier, ou como é que se chama aquela bosta. Ei, eu só estava a olhar mesmo para o center be failed. I have not found all the clues enabling me to identify the Lance of Longinus. Ok, não queria sequer falar com mais ninguém. We did not find all the copies of the Lance of Longinus kept by Lord Mortimer. Ok. Quer dizer, ao menos era mais experiência. 4 pontos disponíveis. O que é que temos aqui? Isto vai dar questioning. Skill point em questioning. Uou! Manipulation, Psychology e Politics. Science, Linguistics e Erudition. Eu acho que é melhor evoluirmos basicamente cenas que dão. Portanto, BAM, BAM, BAM. Basicamente é tudo que está mais para trás. Linguistic e Erudition. Ok, prefiro assim. Leap of Fate. Coisa desbloqueada. Por que Leap of Fate?
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
What the fuck is a wharf? What the fuck is a wharf?
De Richet, sticking your nose everywhere again.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur. I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him, immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick.
Oh shit. Olha fraco aqui. Enganei-me no botão. God damn it. LOL. Sócio, não é altura para te sentares. Continuo sem saber o que raio é.
Ah, François Ier, Receiving the Holy Family, a painting by Raphael.
Continuo sem saber o que é o Wharf. Dá para subir, eu quero descer supostamente. What the fuck? Por que eu estou aqui preso?
The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Petrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
am I disturbing you?
Monsieur de Richet, it seems you are everywhere. Was Mr. von Wollner able to help you?
Help me?
Yes. For your armillary sphere.
Oh, yes, that.
Louis, everything all right?
Yes. Excuse me, I was miles away.
Oh, while you're here, you wouldn't know who the last guest is, would you?
What do you mean?
I heard Sir Gregory speaking about it. A certain Al-Asif something or other.
Who? What?
Obviously not. It's not important, forget it.
No, hang on.
It doesn't matter, I'm telling you. We'll find out soon enough. I'm in a hurry right now. I'm waiting for someone. See you later, Louis.
Shit. I haven't time either. See you later.
Estou com pressa, estou à espera. Sócio, estás à espera, não estás com pressa. Estás à espera de alguém, tens essa pessoa que estás à espera que devia estar com pressa. Al-Azif, isso não é o nome do monstro? Do demónio? Não é o Monnier?
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you.
Okay. Shit!
Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat.
What's wrong, my lord? Tell me. What's with all the bodyguards?
Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in the search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
You're the devil incarnate.
The devil? I'm not saying that all Judeo-Christian folklore hasn't served us, but the truth is, of course, something quite different. Please, don't look at us through the primitive prism of religions. I am not hiding any horns or goat's feet, Louis. I have no tail.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels. Is it true that there are that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1 million of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family, but it is very difficult to know exactly.
Calma aí, quem é o Gregory? É o outro americano, né? Yeah, exatamente.
How many of us there are, because a large number of our kind remain hidden, or never reveal themselves even to us.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to read and steer their thoughts.
Ok, são os mesmos poderes que nós temos.
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
And how is it you help men exactly?
Let's just say that without us, man would probably never have left his cave. Fire, the wheel, tools, writing. We are the spark that inspires man to search, to grow, to evolve.
Why should I trust you?
I'm not asking you to, Louis. If you are still in doubt about the demons, I can assure you that won't last long.
But why me?
Why do I tell you about the greatest secret ever revealed to man?
That's right.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
Ah, Luke, I am your father.
What has my mother got to do with all this?
She embarked on a crusade many years ago to kill all the demons.
That must have upset you. I imagine you retaliated.
No, I'm afraid she never forgave me.
Forgave what?
We met when she was still just a young woman. I appeared to her in a different form because I didn't want to reveal the identity of Lord Mortimer at that time. She was looking for someone interested in the occult to decipher an ancient book. We spent many years together until I revealed my true nature. Did she speak about it?
Not so long ago, yes.
Indeed, it was already Al-Azif. She wanted to unlock the secrets.
What are the demons' projects for humanity?
Our aim has long since been to protect humanity from itself. On the other hand, although we give them the impulse to succeed, we don't all agree as to the path they take to achieve it.
How would you qualify your species, scientifically?
Good question. What is your area of expertise?
My lord, to tell you the truth, I don't see myself as a scientist.
Well, consider us as a simple species still unknown to most of men. Thus we are born. We have the capacity to change bodies, that is all.
Será que eles roubam os corpos?
Continue.
Louis, it's time you opened your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you. Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though.
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
It was you who killed her.
The child was already condemned, Louis. My father would never have let her be. I had to pass inside her mind and, yes, make her take her own life. Trapped between the unyielding control of my father and your mother's terrible treatments, I wouldn't wish a life like that on anyone. Would you?
So neither my mother nor Peru were ever guilty. You just gave me the runaround with that whole investigation.
Now don't take it the wrong way. I was obliged to keep up appearances so that Gregory wouldn't suspect me. And it enabled me to size you up, Louis.
If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive but not to impose our will. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, you stand back and enjoy what reflection and pleasure you can.
But how do you agree on global policy?
Locally, we often have competing interests, and sometimes we start wars between men which are linked to our disagreements. Most of the time, our father steps in and gives directives, which my family follow to the letter. Indeed, in my opinion, it is high time we moved on.
What do you mean?
I mean that a new era must begin. The old monarchic regimes are outdated, and it's time to evolve.
Ele quer matar o próprio pai também, para além de querer alterar. Basicamente, ele pertence a uma classe de reis, todos. Imagino que a família inglesa seja tipo irmã dele, também são de reis, ou seja, a Rainha Elizabeth é descendente, eles são os reptilianos, basicamente. Isto está-me a fazer mal a cabeça, isto é muita conspiração. Mas basicamente ele quer matar o pai para começar a cena de democracia, porque ele não quer estar em controle direto, ele quer manipular quem está em controle. Então quer criar a maior potência mundial, que é os Estados Unidos, e controlar os presidentes que forem eleitos. Ou seja, assim ele aparenta não ser o chefe, porque os votos são feitos pela decisão do povo, mas ele vai estar a manipular essas pessoas com as suas influências e talvez com as suas habilidades.
So, Von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis. And with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of Von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I have something to show you.
Parece-me ser uma criatura do mal.
There is one question that remains to be answered.
És meu pai?
Why me?
Daddy?
Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
I've got an idea, but it might seem stupid.
Trust me.
Am I one? I mean, am I a demon?
Would you like that?
Vou dizer que sim, mas na verdade não.
I must admit that the idea is appealing.
Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me. You are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's absurd.
Have you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body, without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from her own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
Liar! Well.
Os seguranças
Now
estão
you're his
assustados na
bastard.
boca.
You really took me for a fool. Don't make a move, you clowns!
Everybody keep calm.
Don't say a word or I'll shoot your kid! Not so clever now, are we? At last I found a way to put the pressure on you, Mortimer.
Look, just calm down, monsieur.
You stopped me from ending it all. Because of you, I've had to pay for it. You don't know what it's like. He's in your head. He's in your soul. I never want to feel that again.
Jack, I did not betray you.
You're just like
Did
him.
not either.
Jack, I've only just found out that I'm his son. You can't hold that against me.
You don't understand.
Ui.
You're already in his clutches. Everything was set up
Não
to
tô,
bring
sócio,
you
não
here
tô só
and reveal
fingindo.
the secret of your birth to you. Open your goddamn eyes. You've always been under his thumb. So, what are you gonna do now? You've just found out your true nature. What difference does it make?
Jack, I can assure you that what Lord Mortimer just told me makes no difference.
That's what you think. But you're already in his hands. And you don't even know it, Louis.
No, Jack, it's the contrary. Everything that's been happening here has been carefully planned by the Golden Order for months. And everything is going exactly as planned. Lower your weapon. It's all right. It's over. You'll make it through. And you're going to get your life back.
You're just like him. You are already. You can't see it, or you don't want to see it, but it's already too late. In fact, I haven't got any choice.
You always have a choice. You know very well what will happen to you if you shoot me. Jack, I'm the only one who can help you resolve the situation. I'm just asking you to trust me. I'm not against you. It's over. Come now, monsieur.
You know what I told you. Evil and good depend on you, and not on your nature.
Yes, it's true, and the same holds true for all of us.
Monsieur Peru, I am willing to overlook this latest scene. You can thank my son for that. I think, however, that you ought to take your leave for your good and ours, as well as that of your daughter.
Ooh. Mas o gajo é muito boa pessoa, o gajo tipo dá dinheiro a orfanatos e não sei o quê. O gajo que mais ar de mal tinha, afinal é bonzinho.
Not too shaken up. You've experienced many significant events since your arrival.
To tell you the truth, I don't get much time to ask myself those questions.
Quite right. Best not to react to all this too suddenly. Take some time to think about it all. For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
I can hear something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
But I'd be violating their minds, wouldn't I?
No, nothing of the sort. You won't really be penetrating their psyches. Let's just say you'll be picking up residual signals emitted by their thoughts. It isn't intrusive at all, rest assured. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern this talent when used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying, and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy, and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later, if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
You are now able to hear the superficial thoughts of your interlocutors. Each use of mind reading costs 1 essence point. You can earn 1 back when confronted to an immunity. 2 by exploiting a vulnerability, and 3 by consuming a Devil's Thorn. Oh yeah, Devil's Thorn. Devil's Thorn agora tornou-se um item muito jeitoso.
Let's see what Mortimer is thinking about.
He is thinking he might not have been clear enough with you. When I told you not to try to read into Gregory or her experienced demons, it also applied to me, of course.
You can hear me think?
Of course I can. I can sense you. For the moment, your mind shines like 1,000 lights because you haven't yet mastered the art of concealment from the psyches of others. So, I give you a weapon, and the first thing you do is try to shoot me with it? If my intentions were evil, you would already be at my mercy. So be very careful on whom you use the talent.
All right. On that note, I'd better be going. I'm expected.
One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
What? Será?
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
Oh, já está completo isto também. Nice. Será que é mesmo para aqui que eu tenho que ir? Um bocadinho para estes lados. Aqui tem ali uma porta. Na realidade isto não foi assim uma grande surpresa, eu já estava à espera. Foi surpresa saber que eles têm este tipo de habilidades, mas eu já suspeitava. Quer dizer, a maior surpresa no meio disto tudo é, mas o que eu ainda não acredito muito, é que a Sarah não é a nossa mãe, mas eu ainda não sei se acredito nisso ou não. Vamos confrontá-la, vamos descobrir. Oh, está ali a gaja. Não a nossa mãe, a outra, a gostosa.
Emily, what are you doing here? You wouldn't have seen... Mother? No!
Oops, parece que escolhi a pessoa errada.
No, what's happened? No, Mother! No!
She's ruined my life, Louis. I am sorry.
What were you thinking?
Emma meant everything to me. Your mother destroyed everything by shooting her. She was me, and I was her.
You're the one who killed Emma, not my mother.
And it wouldn't have happened if Sarah hadn't struck out at Emma first. Dear God, I beg you, make him kill me. I've had enough of it all. I no longer have the strength in me.
Get out of here. Why have you always lied to me? Why didn't you ever tell me I was his son?
Shit, será que dá para a nossa mãe sobreviver? Ah, não cheguei a tempo de salvar a minha mãe. Did not stop Lady Elizabeth from shooting Sarah de Richet. Did not find out about Sarah de Richet's lie. Pois, nem sei se ela é minha mãe ou não. Damn it! Coisa bloqueada, New Blood. Unworthy son.
Rational and open. I spent my whole life swimming in lies.
Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again. I'm a demon. I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people. I don't even know if it's a good thing or a curse.
No, this is an advantage. I could get used to this pretty quickly, I think.
Damn it, what a mess. Come on, man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father, I know nothing about.
Yes, I've still got a lot to learn.
It's enough to drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore. Pull yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute.
Fiquei na dúvida, será que ela não era mesmo minha mãe?
Sir Gregory?
Oi?
Good day, Louis. I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
How long has our family been in existence?
We have been here since the very beginning.
What do you mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get information from me?
No, not at all. I was just wondering why that particular question seemed to disturb you.
Let us not insist, then. You yourself weren't very convinced by the question, it seems.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy, and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, and one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. We are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Yes, I understand, but that's more like tyranny, isn't it?
Well, it's all a question of your point of view. From man's point of view, I can understand how he would have that impression if ever he found out. But don't forget your true nature. From the demon's point of view, in other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit would equate to letting him race to his own demise.
But what about man's freedom to choose?
That is man's worst enemy, Louis. Imagine a creature that dies without reaching the age of adulthood. It remains a child. We have to help him, otherwise he will put himself in danger. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons?
What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you suggesting he might be in danger?
Well, Louis, our father's patience is not limitless. If William ever does go too far, then yes, he will be in danger. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
Shit, para isso tinha perguntado se eu estou em perigo. Estou mais preocupado comigo do que com o meu recém-descoberto pai. Ok, vou ver a outra gaja, ver se ela está bem. A irmã Hills é aqui? Não, aqui é o Godoy.
Emily, can I come in?
No, it's not a good time. Not right now. Leave me alone.
Está a cortar os pulsos?
I can tell from your voice that there's something wrong. Let me in. We have to talk, Emily.
I said no, goddamn you.
You've been drinking. Why aren't I surprised? Do you think you'll find the solution in alcohol?
Get out of here, Louis. I told you not to come in.
First your sister, now my mother? How far will your anger go?
Do you really think I'm not suffering? You know nothing. You understand nothing.
On the contrary, everything that goes on in here is much bigger than you and me. You made your choices and now you're going to have to take responsibility for them. Look, I must tell you something important. Emily, listen to me.
I'm fed up with talking.
It's about what's happening here. It's about Mortimer and Holm.
I know they are demons.
That's not all.
Go on.
I'm one of them, Emily. I'm a demon too.
I know.
But how?
Sir Gregory stopped by to tell me. He wanted to bid me welcome.
I don't understand.
Welcome to the family.
You're his daughter?
Mortimer's daughter, Louis.
That makes you my sister?
Yes. Just the thought of the night when I suggested that we... I feel so ashamed, Louis.
And that means Emma is your sister too.
Oh, shit. I spent the night with my own sister?
I was attracted to you from the moment
Sweet
we first
home
spoke.
Alabama.
Now I understand why. Do you realize what that means? I'm a monster.
Então não lhe posso ler a mente também.
And I am one as well. When I think of my feelings for you, that feeling, it hurts all of a sudden. She's there. I can feel her inside me. She's trying to read my thoughts. Emily, don't do that. Get out of my mind, please. Let me remind you that it's forbidden between demons.
Sorry, Louis. I didn't want to.
I have a sister.
It's very strange for me too. A sister for a brother.
Yes.
Yes. I must get some rest. I must ask you to leave me now.
All right, but don't finish that bottle.
Don't start now. I would like to get some sleep.
I'll be leaving you then. Thank you, Emily.
S. Vou encontrar só aqui itens. E está aqui. Vinhaça. É um bom item.
Dear E.
Dear E.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily.
Oh
He was the English
yeah.
Prime Minister.
Big booty
This letter
bitches.
dates from
Big
15 years
booty
ago now.
bitches. Ah, big
Madam.
booty bitches. Big booty bitches. I've got big. Tem que ir ter aonde? John Mortimer in his study. É por isso que ela não queria falar comigo. Sabe que é a minha irmã e quer-me comer. Incesto. Fudido. É tipo os Lannister. Provavelmente ele sabe tudo. Ele sabe que eu tenho a lança. Quer dizer, a lança ele até pode não saber.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work.
Monsieur, sou filho do boss, caraças. Fala-me com respeito.
Louis, busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Well, Mr. Godoy heard that we are expecting a last-minute guest.
Pardon?
Yes, a certain Al-Azif.
Strange. Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I might as well not hang out here any longer, if he has nothing to say.
Me neither.
He must have misunderstood. The conference has started. Godoy is a little too used to court intrigue, if you ask me.
I agree with you. Well, nevertheless, I hope I have distracted you a little.
Yes, thank you, Louis. I don't need much. And don't hesitate if you ever do have any news.
I won't, Mr. President.
I'm a demon.
Please don't hold it against me, but I would like to be alone for a while.
Ok, não é o quarto de ninguém. Vamos lá decifrar os planos de World Domination. Se calhar se a gente matar o corpo deles, basicamente eles saltam logo para outro corpo. A seu belo prazer. Mas a lança impede isso. Isso faz com que o espírito deles morra no corpo onde estão. Talvez.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final
Louis,
form?
I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You have made the right choice. You must have been disappointed not to have been able to speak to Sarah one last time. I would have liked her to tell you herself.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
True. Even so, there is one more thing I haven't told you about her. Sarah was my daughter.
What? But why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say. Confused about everything? I have to admit, it's been a lot to take in such a short amount of time.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I've been given to understand that you have a difficult relationship with your father. Isn't that right?
Let's just say we don't see things the same way. I ended up finding out that there's a world outside the rules he has imposed on us.
It seems you find yourself in the same position that you've placed men. You were told what to do, what to think, and you found it unbearable. Imagine if humanity finds out you secretly direct them. How do you think they'd react?
Your analogy is not without substance. But that's where it ends. Man's main flaw is his willingness to forget and to make the same errors time and again. He can't help it. He is mortal. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men?
Of course not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible.
The American
Everyone
dream.
can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment, they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today, we are wasting too much time. What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives, as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Damn, isto é muito agressivo.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
Yeah.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the cultural revolution that printing brought about. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, Don't develop a one-track approach, otherwise man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits, and it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence, but humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are? I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
What?
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play, as well as you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaget had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaget's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Não percebi nada, Celso. Vamos seguir as instruções que estão ali a dizer. Vamos ao quarto do Piaget. Piaggio. que é precisamente no outro lado da divisão.
This is Cersei.
Ok, estava só a andar enquanto carregava no E e apanhei uma moeda. Quem me dera que na vida real também fosse assim tão fácil.
President George Washington.
A ruble.
Outra vez? Também só carregar no E aleatoriamente. Hello, Mr. Piaggi.
Well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence.
Questioning.
I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Oh, and did you find it? It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts.
Does it annoy you at all?
But what on earth is he trying to get at? Why do you ask, Louis? I don't follow.
For the glory, Your Eminence.
I can feel it coming. It's working.
What insolence? Why, really? I am a man of the church, Louis. May God keep me from such ambitions.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me. Right. Well, it's time I got started. Let's see what I can find here to help me write that letter. I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
I have every confidence in you. May God bless you, protect you. Seja bem no Lassi.
Right. Well, let's start writing. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, Your Holiness, thank you for your trust. As we informed Sir Gregory, it is of absolute necessity that Lord Mortimer's projects do not come to fruition. We're talking about the future of the Holy See.
Tem a ver com a data 1792. HBCF. I don't know.
There's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today, the date is 24/01/1793. I could pretend that the code got erased during the voyage, as if the letter arrived in really bad condition. That would be perfectly understandable given that it's traveled across the seas, right? In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it. Must be in Latin. Justitia, misericordia e humiltà. Boy, I gotta brush up my foreign language. I think it's in Italian. Justice, mercy, and humility. Piaggi once gave me a sealed letter. It had the same seal on it. I remember now.
A partida é esta.
This seal is different to the one Piaggi used for the letter he gave me. Yes, I'm certain of it. On it is written, Flore in domo Domini. Latin, it blooms in the house of God. Now, I distinctly remember this seal that Piaggi used on the letter he gave me. This isn't the same stamp. A circle with a cross inside.
Será que quando aparece o certo aqui debaixo da minha fronha, que significa que escolhi as coisas bem?
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it! That's all I need.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi? The old goat is going to drop us. It's a lousy turncoat. Well, he'd better not tell me he just fell asleep.
Calm down, my friend. The poor boy has just passed out. We were talking about this and that when suddenly he fainted. Keeled over, just like that.
Huh, really? What a weakling. I wonder what Mortimer sees in him.
Who knows? I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays. It's a perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him. Can you keep a secret?
Of course, my son. Would you like to tell me under the confidentiality of confession?
Ach, don't talk rubbish. I don't trust the little runt because he is Mortimer's son. Would you believe it?
How does he know?
Dear God, how is that possible? I am flabbergasted.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he? The slime bag. He works for Mortimer. Good thing I already tried to warn Gregory.
Committing a crime in my room is out of the question. Think, it will all be on our heads. No doubt about it. I refuse to run the risk.
Right.
Monsieur von Von, I always act in the best interest of all. I assure you,
everyone's entitled to an opinion.
You must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it.
You can't attack him without running the risk of jeopardizing the conference.
Even though Sir Gregory has the edge?
No. Gregory will never forgive you.
Very well, Piaggi, you win.
I refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back into my body. Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
Close call. There was close. Ok. John Mortimer in the dining room. Dining room é lá para baixo. Temos que ir para aqui? Yeah. Preciso de itens. Gastei muitos itens com esta conversa da Inheta. Da Pu. Inheta. Shit, é para o outro lado, sócio. Wrong way. Why are you gay? Não há itens para aqui, nem nada. É que de repente aquele item que eu só tenho 2 tornou-se um grande item, porque recupera também os nossos pontos de controle mental. Aqueles roxos, eu não sei o nome. Aqui ninguém, não. Sócio, vou-te
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against sir taking any.
No.
You see, Tribulus cystoides is from the Zygophalaceae family, very rich in nitrates and potassium chloride. It was used in India 700 years before Christ, my good fellow, and I know nothing better to perk you up.
Oh, as sir wishes. Here is the herb, sir. May I help you in anything else, sir?
Não, não era isto que eu queria, mas agora azar. Vamos guardar isto, porque também é bom a gente explorar a vulnerabilidade dos criados para enchermos os pontos roxos, vamos chamar assim. Pontos roxos, no seu nome. Mas eu enganei-me no item que eu queria. O que eu queria devia ter vindo aqui. Golden Elixir. É isso que eu queria. Bem, mas não faz mal. Dining room é aqui. Vou explorar aqui itens. No. No rien de rien.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes, as I recall.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes, as I recall. Dorkin was my favorite character.
Dorkin. Orokin. Ah, os Orokin. Não, não aqui.
Golden Elixir.
Ui, pronto,
I'll
para
keep
quem
it for
estava à
later.
rasca. Agora de repente já enchi quase a cena. Ok. Let's do this. Ups, não é aqui ainda. What the fuck? Devia ser aqui, supostamente. Então onde fuck é que é o dining room? Ah, é ali, ok. Eu devia ter virado para o outro lado. Mais ou menos apanhei itens, ainda bem que fui para este lado. Fiz confusão, sabia que era uma zona circular neste andar, mas é onde tem o tracejado. Portanto é na próxima divisão.
Atrus, the Miller brothers.
My mother.
Mother expressly forbade me from reading.
Não é tua mãe, sócio. Now you know. É aqui. Não? Ele estava aqui?
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit that the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Not much else to say, other than I've already developed a taste for it.
Delighted to hear it. Bear in mind that you will discover many new things by going from body to body.
Is it possible to go from one body to another several times?
With practice, yes. Some of us have become masters in the art of bouncing from one body to another, to the extent that they can't be found. But you did it. Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him, too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it.
Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. He will lead us to our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
Does he have an inferiority complex?
I've told him time and time again, Louis. He always has to take it one step too far.
How dare you?
You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William. When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
You came here to warn me, sir.
No, to advise you.
Advise me against my father. Why?
I think you are capable of deciding for...
You haven't answered my question. Why warn me against my father? What are you afraid he will do to me?
Well, I wouldn't want him to lead you into... I don't know what absurd adventure in which...
You act as though I were in danger.
I agree with Louis, Gregory. You're trying to pass me off as a villain about to devour him.
That's not funny, William. I won't let him follow you.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary.
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
There you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
The masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Right. Before I answer, well, I'd better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human? I was born a man. I grew up as such. Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference. I refuse to let them manipulate humanity the way they do. They're gonna ask me to choose between them. I'll just have to go with the lesser evil of the two. But they better not count on me to keep my word. I'll bring them all down.
So? What do you choose, Louis?
Posso juntar-me a estes para fingir que sou espião para o meu pai e depois mandar todos abaixo. Assim o meu pai vai-me contar as coisas. Estes aqui também me vão contar os planos deles. E eu vou estar por dentro de todos os assuntos. Eu juntar-me só com o Mortimer. O outro vai ficar lixado.
Father, I'm sorry, but if I'm going to follow my instincts, I can't in good conscience follow you.
But
I hope you won't take it personally, but I prefer to support Sir Gregory.
very well. You have made your choice. It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
That's precisely what I was going to
Espero que
suggest.
este jogo seja inteligente o suficiente para perceber o que é que eu estou a tentar fazer.
Well, my friends, here we all are.
Isn't the Duchess meant to be with us?
No, she's resting in her room. Don't worry. The conference can resume. Now, we all know that tensions have been running high, but now is not the moment to give in.
The main thing is that just one vote can suffice.
Yes, indeed. It will only take one of you opposing his project to win the conference. But I would rather have us united until the end. Meanwhile, let us remain on our guard against any last-minute surprises. I know my brother well. He never prepares for war if he has no chance of winning.
Uou, fiz tudo e não tinha caminhos alternativos, não podia juntar tipo ao meu pai em vez de juntar ao meu tio. Oi, 2 levels, muito bem. E pontinhos para subir. Então acho que acabamos o capítulo. O que é que eu posso subir? 8 pontos, damn! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Ai, não tenho mais nada para usar, god damn it. Etiqueta. Welcome to the family. What? Agora, eu não estou a ver como é que este jogo pode ter um final bacana. O Al-Azif que vem, supostamente os rumores que ele vem, quase aposto que é o nosso pai. Se a gente matar o pai e os 2 irmãos com mais influência ou com mais poder, o Gregory supostamente é o preferido do pai. O nosso pai é aquele que se quer opor ao nosso avô, ao pai dele, e portanto está a ganhar também poder e força. A gente pode limpar esta raça aqui. Mas isto está bastante interessante. Principalmente se o Al-Azif for o nosso pai e este jogo tiver o potencial para nos dar um final, não só àquilo que está a acontecer, mas também àquilo que pode vir a acontecer. Porque não é por acaso que eles estão a falar no pai, eles são a família mais poderosa, obviamente não estou a ver um final no jogo em que tipo, todos os demons morram, mas pelo menos aqui os mais poderosos para enfraquecer a raça dos demons e depois para lançar um potencial de jogo onde a gente vai derrotar o resto das famílias. The Council 2 Remains of the Families in Power. Não sei, tipo, é um título muito grande, mas não é para isso que me pagam, se não arranjava um título melhor. Mas o jogo está muito bacana, estou a gostar bastante da história. Isto vai muito de encontro tipo, àquelas teorias da conspiração dos reptilianos. Aqui supostamente eles não têm forma, eles nascem num corpo, eles têm o seu primeiro corpo, depois podem saltar de livre vontade de corpo para corpo. Portanto, obviamente que eles nascem humanos ou num corpo humano, mas basicamente parece que são imortais. Há ali a nível do Gregory, ele obviamente não gosta do irmão, mas ele sente que há ali alguma forma. Ele olhou para a faca, parece que estavam tipo a falar telepaticamente. Houve ali muitas pausas de silêncio, não sei se é uma falha do jogo ou se foi algo intencional, mas o jogo parece-me inteligente o suficiente para ter uma boa forma de explicar isso e de tudo isso ser intencional. A ideia é eu estar a tentar ir buscar significado a essas cenas, mas tenho medo também que, visto que este jogo foi por capítulos, que basicamente eles tenham desenhado estes capítulos, porque isto agora está a dar assim um grande twist muito diferente. Do 3 para o 4 deu aqui uma grande reviravolta e portanto os 2 primeiros capítulos não apontavam em nada que isto fosse neste sentido, mas há coisas que estão interligadas. Basicamente a morte da outra, que eu não me lembro do nome, no primeiro capítulo, está interligado com basicamente coisas que estão a acontecer agora no capítulo 4, ou que aconteceram, visto que já o acabamos, e parece-me que tudo isso é intencional. Portanto, vou esperar que o 5º capítulo realmente dê aqui uma boa closure ao jogo. Vou trazê-lo muito em breve. O jogo parece estar bem pensado, parece ter sido bem feito. Portanto, vou esperar que essas pequenas respostas que faltam dar 6 pequenas perguntas sem resposta, que tenham a sua resposta no seu devido tempo e que sejam satisfatórias, porque senão isto parece tipo a temporada do Game of Thrones, é tipo bom até à terceira, até ao número 3, vá, mais de meio, depois tipo quase a chegar ao fim fica piorzito, mas não muito mal, e depois o último season tipo, é uma grande desilusão. No entanto, estou curioso ao mesmo e quero jogar agora, dependendo do final, pode ser que jogue outra vez ou não. Espero que vocês estejam a curtir, portanto, estão a curtir, acompanhem o Twitch, porque muito em breve vai haver o último capítulo, e não se esqueçam que está a haver um giveaway, terminar dia 21 de junho, que é o meu dia de anos. Eu é que faço anos, vocês é que recebem as prendas, bem da bom, para receberem 6 jogos para o Steam, ou 6 keys. São elas Rime, Old Man Journey, Eden Folks, Forgotten Anne, Rebel Galaxy e Batman Arkham Asylum. Tem o link aí em baixo para participarem, portanto cliquem lá, participem e habilitem-se a ganhar. Por enquanto é tudo, pessoal, fiquem bem, tenham um grande gaming time. Tudo. Obrigado por teres visto este vídeo no Fishman Channel. Tens aí mais 2 vídeos para explorar mais conteúdo no canal e uma bola para subscreveres o canal e te habilitares a ganhar keys para o Steam. Tens mais informação na descrição do vídeo, como links para as redes sociais e o link para o giveaway. Mais uma vez, obrigado e tenham um grande gaming time.